Jos Buttler silenced the crowd at the Eden Gardens last night with a display that only champions can really put up. The pressure is on, wickets falling around him, fatigue seeping in, yet he stands there and puts on a show fit for superstars. And there are two things remarkable in that performance, and I'll tell you what those are. But to set it up, give some context. Just when you thought you saw it all, Sunil Naraine scoring a magnificent 100 and reclaiming his place as an opener, a place that he himself had doubted he belonged in. But the return of Gautam Gambhir as mentor at Kolkata and the confidence in the team, especially in every individual, is sky high, despite that loss. Which brings me to the reason for that defeat, England's Jos Buttler. I say England because he's important now in the scheme of things, not just for Rajasthan, but also for his national side, England. But his dominance in Rajasthan is tied to his dominance in England. And I'll explain. Buttler started the season slow, but that's the thing with the kind of talent, the kind of leader that he is in a batting lineup, that you know that a good one is just around the corner. And it came in his 100th game where he scored 100, and that was against Bengaluru. The way he paced himself this season is pretty much the way he played last night. He was hitting the ball well, but as the asking rate rose and the pressure mounted, so did his range hitting. He hit the right stride when it truly mattered and kept going till the end. Now, I mentioned two things about this knock that was critical. Let's talk about the first. A knock under pressure, a cool mind functioning as a storm was raging around him. Buttler was the only experienced hand left out there in the middle, and it was a mammoth total. We saw that when Bengaluru played Hyderabad and when Mumbai played Chennai, and the chasing teams for various reasons faltered. But Buttler, in similar circumstances, with no support at the other end and facing a quality attack in Kolkata, did what many others couldn't. He let the pressure build, refusing the singles, letting go of pressure once to wait and score the big hit. He trusted his skill and the composure against the bowling team. In that post-match press conference, he credited two super batters, both chase masters of the game, for the way he scripted this magical innings.
Guys like Dhoni and Kohli, the way they stay till the end and keep believing. You've seen it so many times in the IPL, and I was trying to do the same. That's something Sangakkara has told me a lot. There's always a breaking point. The worst thing you can do is to not fight and give your wicket away. He just tells me to stay there, and at some point the momentum will change. That's been a big part of my play over the last few years.
The two names he takes, MS Dhoni and Virat Kohli, known to be masters of the run chase. They know how to wear down an opposition, especially when the going gets tougher for the batting side. Buttler constructed one of the best run chases in this format. The kind of maturity he showed in that situation with no other senior hand across him and his own tiredness creeping up is legendary stuff. He's a leader in that batting lineup, and the way other players hogged him and celebrated him is testament to that. There are very few captains of national sides who revel under another leader, but he shows that that doesn't matter. Sanju Samson may be the skipper of the side, but Jos Buttler shows he's a leader in the ranks too. And the juniors out there are all learning from him every day. Everyone I spoke to, from his teammates in Rajasthan, the management in Rajasthan, Mumbai as well, where he was a part of that setup, and the England squad too, say he's the nicest, quietest guys in a dressing room. Very soft-spoken, down-to-earth. He spends time and gets to know every single person connected to the team he's part of. He stays in touch with everyone, and I mean every single person he's known long after he's not in that setup anymore. And that just speaks of how genuine he is. He's grounded, he spends time with his family, he makes sure he trains every single day before a big game. Personally, I do know he's superstitious as well. In an interview long ago ahead of a World Cup, Jos Buttler said he was absolutely inspired by MS Dhoni, and why not? Similar profiles and job profiles, and that answer, attributing Dhoni, comes as no surprise. And he said he wouldn't eat any round-shaped food before he went out to bat on a very big match day, like onion rings, because that just spelt a duck. I wonder what he ate before this particular innings last night. Superstitions surely didn't do much, going by the havoc he was causing. But here's the other important thing that I wanted to draw your attention to, and that is his form when it comes to for his national side, England. When Buttler does well for Rajasthan, he does well for England. And when he does well for England, England does well in a World Cup. He was at his blistering best for his IPL side in the year 2022. They reached the final there, just fell short to Gujarat that year. He scored 863 runs at a strike rate of nearly 150, 400s in that season, and a near title win. And just after that, at the World Cup a couple of months later in Australia, Jos Buttler gets his team across the line and his bat led the way, scoring 225 runs in the 6 games at a strike rate of 144. So 2 questions here. Is this Rajasthan's year? They look like they are all set to break that jinx. Kumar Sangakkara, the legendary Sri Lankan player and now mentor, is all in. There's a vibe in the camp. It feels like 2022 all over again. And will England regroup after a horrific 2023 ODI World Cup and make this one memorable? The T20 World Cup is still a while away, but Rajasthan could be turning the tables this season, especially with the way things are going for them at this point.